Guys, how you doing? Hopefully everything doing fantastic. Happy New Year to everyone. Today we have 2005 F250 Super Duty. We're gonna change the AC compressor. First we're gonna have to remove the battery. It's just that's 10 millimeters socket or whatever you have it handy to remove it. So remove the two plugs in it. Remove this one in the side, the one in the front, and actually you guys gonna have to remove the pipe for the turbo. Remove that clamp right there, and you guys gonna have to remove also the one in the bottom right here to be able to remove the pipe. So the pipe is have an adapter, it's just as plastic, so that way they make it easy for you guys to remove it. So you guys remove both of them, pull it up, and you guys gonna be good. As you guys remove the battery, you guys gonna have to remove the plate where the battery is sitting in. So that way you guys can see what else do you guys need to remove it as it goes. I cannot tell you guys because that's the first time I've been doing the AC compressor in one of those vehicles. So let's do it together. First thing that you guys have to do after remove the battery, you guys gonna have to remove the belt. The belt is one of the things that you're gonna have to remove it. To remove it, you guys gonna have to pull it towards to you, so that way you can push the tensor. As you push the tensor, push the pin and the tensor, so that way you can hold the tensor and be able to remove that belt. So that's the tensor right here. I'm pointing it right now. So push it in and pull it towards to you, the bow, so that way you can put that tension in the tensor and be able to push it. As you guys see, you guys gonna have to remove this bolt right here. That's the first bolt for the AC compressor. So that one does 10 millimeters. So I remove the plug first for that AC compressor, so that way they can give me room to play with my wrench or whatever I have it available. So that's the 10 millimeters, and after that you guys gonna remove the bolt right there. Okay, as you see, I'm removing the bolt right now, but I had to remove the cable for the ground. So this one that's bolt, there is bolted into the frame. So remove it so that way you guys can have a more room and be able to put your hand and start remove it by your hand. As you lose it, now you're gonna see the bolt, and the bolt is a long bolt, so you can be able to remove it. But when you put it back, so make sure you put it back before you pull the alternator, or try to wiggle it and pull the bolts before you go in, because that's gonna be hard to put it back in. So this one does the bolt right here. That's a long one, and that's the first one. I removed that, as I mentioned it, I removed the connection for that alternator, because I'm not gonna put my hand on top of that and maybe I can break the cable, so, or like give it a lot of attention to the plug. So put it at the side so that way you guys can be able to remove it and make some space as well at the same time. You're not gonna break anything, because like you go from one problem to another one, and that's how we started. Yeah, I'm gonna clip it right here. This one that's over here, the cables for the power for the battery, or they go somewhere else. So this bunch of cables, so I'm gonna put it on the side, so that way I can have a more room, because like under, right here under the exhaust connection, that's gonna be that bolt, the holder that AC hoses. You guys gonna have to remove that one. So that's the AC hoses. They go under their pipe, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to remove the fender liner to be able to remove the bolt, because that's almost impossible to remove it from the top. You don't have no room. You cannot even see the bolt. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove the fender liner. To remove the fender liner, or the mud guard, whatever you call it, you're gonna have to remove these little bolts right here, those screws. They have like plastic connections right here, snaps, and they have a more bolts right here. This one right here. So, and they have a lot of different type of size of screws. So you guys gonna have to figure it out. I'm not gonna go through those details. So you guys gonna have to remove those nuts too. Those nuts, that's the ones that are holding the air part or the vacuum part and the top, such as this one right here. You guys have to be careful as you remove it. Remove those nuts and be carefully remove that one and put it aside. So that one, that's a vacuum. So what I did, I remove it and put it in the size. At the top, without removing anything. Okay, guys. So now that cover is removed, so we have everything exposed. Another thing I did, I removed that the bolt for the hole that goes right here. That's a bolt for the brake light lines. So make sure you put it aside. So now you guys can see I have exposed the bolt. So that's that one right there to the side, this one right here, that one. So you guys gonna have to remove that one. That one does to remove the lines for the AC. The one that's attached to the AC compressor. To remove that one, you guys gonna have to do like a little trick. It's really under the pipe. I got the servo extension and I have the small socket. So what I did, so I got the extension and I got the reduction, so that way I can have a more leverage with this one. If you use the small one, that's gonna be kind of hard. Use this one right here and put the extension. You can use one long extension if you want to. I don't have that, so I'm using what I have. So I'm gonna plug it in this one right here, and I'm gonna show you right now exactly how I did. Okay, so you guys gonna get your wrench, your extension, and then you're gonna direct it straight up where the bolt it is, and little by little you're gonna hook it up, that bolt right there, and then you're gonna start twisting. Turn it to your left hand side. Turn it until you remove the bolt, or you lose it and you can be able to grab it when your fingers and start remove it completely. Really hard to remove a different way. You're gonna have to remove that the fender liner no matter what, cause like you're not gonna see that one. That's the exhaust on top of that thing. Alright, now we're in the bottle. I don't know if you guys see the rush right there with the socket. So that's where the next bolt is gonna be. This one, that's not difficult. If you guys remove that the plate is next to it, attached with 18 millimeters nuts. So that's the bolt where they go. But I remove the plate right here. This one right here, that's a plate that goes right here. So what I did, I remove the nuts from this one and I remove the plate. I don't remove it completely, so I lose it, so that way I can give it an access. You guys gonna need a small wrench, the short wrench. I use a big one, and you guys gonna need 18 millimeter socket to remove those nuts. And make sure you guys use that short one. This one does the nuts, so that way you guys can see. And I remove my plate, so that way I can be able to remove that bolt easily. If you remove those bolts, those nuts, so that's gonna be easy for you to remove it. I'm gonna show you in a minute how to remove it. So watch. I'm gonna try to lose it. Use a extension or something, but use glasses because that's a lot of that's falling up and top for me. So as you guys see it, I lose it already. As it goes, it's gonna move forward, and it's gonna be easy wheezy. That one and the one at the top, that's a easy screws to remove it. The one is gonna be hard, that's the one under the plate. So just I'm gonna show you guys in a minute. That one, that's really hard to remove it, cause that's no way you can put a socket in it. The plate, they have a holes, but those holes, they don't align with the bolt. So pretty much that's not possible. You can put a socket in it and remove it. It seems like, but it's not. It's not a line. There's no way. You're gonna have to find another way, and I'm gonna show you the way I remove it myself. So as I removing this one, and you guys see this one, that's easy to remove it. And the other one you guys gonna use, that's gonna be a 10 millimeters, and you guys cannot use a socket. Has to be a wrench. That's the ones that have the wrench. That's not the one is solid. I'm gonna show you exactly which one I'm using it, so that way you guys can use it the same way I'm using it. So this bolt, that's easy weasy. I know you guys can do it. Just remove that plate, then I remove it, and you guys be fine. Well, look, this one, that's the hose I was talking about. That's the hose for the plate or bracket they have or the cross member, whatever it is, that thing. That's like a huge piece of metal, and that's where they go. And look the bolt where they at. It's like way out of the hole. Now, like, that's no way you can put it. They can put a socket. And if you think like a little bit, you believe those guys, they pull those holes right there so that way you can be able to remove that bolt. But like, unfortunately, those bolts, they don't align with the hole. So you're gonna have to improvise and do something. This one, that's the plate I remove it. That's the ones that hold the shock for the suspension or for the direction. So that's the one I remove it, and they make it easy to put it back in as well. So I remove the bracket, the one that got in the cable right here. This cable have a bracket, so I remove that one so that way I can be able to put like a key wrench. So this key wrench, that's the key. They have a wrench right in the middle. So if you're gonna try with the other ones, that's not gonna happen. So you're gonna have to have one of these key wrench, so that way you can be able to do it. So what I did, I would like push it like a little bit. I don't have the bracket no more. I removed the bracket so that way I can be able to move the power cable around and be able to manipulate the key wrench as I please. So watch, I'm gonna try to insert it to the bolt right there, and I'm gonna start turning like a little by little. Watch. You guys have to be patient, because you don't have enough room to playing around so much with a bolt. So pretty much be patient, and you're gonna be able to do it. You cannot put a socket in it. You cannot put anything except this key wrench, because you don't have room to do it. As I said, the hole, they don't align with the bolt, and that's almost impossible. There's no seeing another way to do it. If you have another way to do it, please comment. That's the key you're gonna need it. That's gonna be 13 millimeters, and has to be the key wrench, so that way you guys can be able to keep moving it without removing the two left and right. Yeah, so move everything away as you please. That's why I move the bracket. Who's check the things that you're removing it, so that way you guys can put it back in together as well. So let's do it. You see it right here? That's the bolt with a thread where the bracket it was for the cable, and I remove it. So I remove that one, so that way I can be able to fit my hand in there and playing around with the key wrench. After that, and I was like, yeah, you remove that one, and you're gonna be okay. So another thing I mentioned, when you put it back in together, make sure you put the bolt in the bottom. Now I'm gonna try to remove that the AC compressor, and I unplug this plug. This plug they go to the pipe or to the hose. I think that's a pipe because that's a metal. To the pipe right there for the AC condenser. Where did I remove that one? That screw. They have a screw right there. They have a screw on the other side. So that way I can be able to move it like a little bit. And now let me try to remove it. A lot of people they said like cannot be removed from the front, so I'm gonna try to remove it. I think I can. I see that I have kind of a little gap right here. So let's do it. Always remember, patient in this truck because you don't have enough room to do anything else. And let me try it. So let's put in everything to the side to see like, if I can be able to remove it. I don't know if I can remove it from the way I have it right now, kind of like from the back of the compressor, or I'm gonna have to turn it around and do it from the front of the compressor. So I'm gonna try first this way, and let's see how it goes. I think has to turn around, but let's figure it out. There's only one way to find out things out, and be patient. These things they have 3 screws, 3 bolts holding it, the AC compressor. When you put it back in, make sure you put the first one, the one in the bottle, and the one in the side. That's crucial. If not, you're gonna have a hard time to pull those. The one in the bottle, you almost have that one on. If not, you're not gonna be able to do it. So let me put this thing out, and let's see. It seems like it's coming up. So yes, that's possible that you can remove it from the back, from the top of the truck without removing a lot of stuff. As you guys see, I don't remove too much stuff and pull it up. A lot of times the trucks they're more easy because they have a lift. When you have a lift kit, so that's easy to remove the bolts. But like this one, that's stack truck. That's only one way to remove it. When you have a lifting kit, so you can be able to remove it. That's the bolt I was talking about. This one does the one at the top and do the ones on the sides. So the one at the bottom, that one does the one at the top. You have to put that one. That one does the ones that goes right next to the back of the engine. This one right here. The one at the top, that's the ones that goes in the bottom. You must have that one on before you put the compressor back together. And try to put that first the one at the top. This one does my new compressor, so it coming with a testing kit, such as that one that use it to test it, make sure it's not leaking. So before you put it in, you have to remove that one out. Before you put the compressor, that one you have to be remove that cap. That's only the cap that you have it right there. And this one does the compressor. It's been made in Mexico. Woo-woo. Yeah, so let's see. Yep. And I bought it in AutoZone. With my discount and everything, I don't remember how much I paid for it, but like, it was not that expensive. Yeah, so I bought it in AutoZone. If you need it, go over there, check some prices, and go for it. Just remember, you have to remove that cap, the black part. It goes in the back.